Hey everyone, O'Grady here. Today, I'm talking about something that might sound a little wild, especially if you've been counting down the days to that gold watch and retirement cake. Hey, little inside secret, there ain't no gold watch. Economist Alicia Munnell, one of the nation's leading retirement experts, says her best advice is don't retire. Yeah, you heard that right. The key to a successful retirement, she says, is to keep working. Keep working as long as you can. All right, I can see you rolling your eyes back there. So let's dig into what she means and why her advice matters so much to us in our 50s and 60s. So why never retiring or don't retire might actually be the best advice? Well, Alicia Munnell is 82 years old. So she's been practicing what she preaches for decades. She's been delaying retirement, but she is stepping down from her director role at Boston College's Center for Retirement Research. But she's still not fully retiring, kind of like Warren Buffett stepping down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, but going to maintain chairman of the board position. All right, her main message, working longer. That's the answer, that's the key. And here's why. The longer you work, the larger your Social Security benefit will be. Every year you delay claiming, your check goes up, sometimes by a lot. And it means fewer years to fund. So if you work until 70 instead of 62, that's 8 fewer years you'll need to support yourself from savings. Okay, so yeah, I guess if you knew the exact date you were going to die, but all things being equal, sure. And it gives you more time to save. Those extra working years mean more time to contribute to your retirement accounts and let your investments grow rather than tapping into them. All right, Munnell knows not everyone can do this, of course. Health issues or physically demanding jobs can make working longer tough. Yeah, you can't be out there maybe driving nails until you're 70 or putting up power lines or what is that, the Wichita lineman? But for many people, especially those in office or knowledge jobs, well, gosh, it's not physically demanding, mentally demanding maybe, but not a physical kind of thing. So you could keep going. The reality is most people retire earlier than planned. My thinking is they're doing that because we've been brainwashed and culturally conditioned to think somewhere in your 60s you got to check out. Kind of like noon checkout at the Hyatt. All right, here's the twist though. The average retirement age in the U.S. is just 62. 62, you're just a baby. And about 60% of retirees left the workforce earlier than they planned, often because of layoffs, health problems, family needs, or maybe that old corona thing that happened a few years back. So while working longer is great in theory, life sometimes has other plans. That's why Munnell also stresses planning for a long career and putting yourself in a position where you can work longer if you want to. All right, other advice she offers is fairly simple, and you've probably heard this before. Start saving early. Your first gig when you're still in high school or just right out of college. The earlier you start, the more you benefit from compound growth. But hey, we knew that one, and it's kind of late for that for most of us. But you could still, even if you're in your 50s and 60s, make sure you're getting the free money, your employer match on the 401k. Don't leave any free money on the table. And hey, okay, Dave Ramsey fans, you'll like this one. Make a budget? Yeah. She says it was the best financial move she ever made. You can downsize and avoid financial headaches later if you are following a budget. Yeah, I know it's not the most fun thing in the world, but a little discipline does equal freedom. Right, Jocko? Her biggest financial regrets and what we can learn from those, well, yeah, even a retirement expert has regrets. Not switching to a Roth 401k sooner, she says. Now she's paying higher Medicare premiums and more taxes in retirement because her regular 401k withdrawals count as income. Yeah. So taking her pension early. She thought she could invest it better herself, but ended up spending it and missing out on a bigger pension. Yeah, I've felt those kinds of things before. You think you're going to have the money to do something, but you end up spending it before you do that thing. All right, so sometimes the sure thing, like a pension or Roth account, really is the best move. All right, so what does this mean for you? Hey, if you're in your 50s or 60s, here's some advice that might hit home. Don't feel pressure to retire just because you hit a certain age. Haven't I been saying that all along? If you enjoy your work and your health allows, consider staying a little longer. If you have to retire early, okay, maybe a physical limitation or a health issue, well, plan for it. Build flexibility into your plan. Have a backup strategy for health care, for income, and if you need to, I know, it's emotional leaving that house you lived in for 25, 30 years or more. Downsize if you have to. Always think about taxes and healthcare costs. Roth accounts can help manage taxes in retirement. Remember, those are post-tax when they go in, so you don't have to pay any tax when you pull it out. And keeping your income lower can reduce Medicare premiums. All right, here's the 3 actions you can take and put this wisdom to work. Revisit your retirement timeline. Yeah, ask yourself, do I really want to retire at 62? I'm feeling pretty good. Or could I see myself working part-time? We talked about that in another episode. Getting that side gig, even a couple extra years can make a huge difference, not having to tap into your investment accounts. But do review those accounts. If you're still working, see if a Roth 401k or Roth IRA makes sense for you. Maybe just new contributions, put those into the Roth 401k. Talk to your financial planner. Hey, I kind of know one. Doesn't have to be me, but it could. About how to balance pre-tax and after-tax savings. And again, here we go, the budget thing. Make a budget based on your actual retirement income and expenses. If the numbers don't add up, consider downsizing or making other adjustments now while you still have some options. Retirement is not a finish line despite what culture tells us. It's a transition. You still have a lot of years ahead in most cases. And for some, the best move is to keep working, even if it's just part-time or in a new field. For others, it's all about planning ahead, being flexible, and learning from the experts' successes and regrets. All right, so what's your take? Are you planning to work longer, or are you counting down the days to the finish line? Hey, I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, whether you retire at 62 or 82 or even beyond, like Warren Buffett, the key is to make a plan that fits your life, your goals, and your happiness. Remember, it's your one and only life, and you're in charge of it. All right, have fun, and in the meantime, I will see you in the next episode.